Okay, Tuesday, 20th of August, 2024, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know, Travel Tuesday, explore. So, story time, my experiences and adventures in Mexico. So I went there 2 times, 3 weeks the first time, 4 weeks the second time, in 2020, and then again 2021. Now, overall, worthwhile adventure, I'd say overall, because the first time I did it, long story short, went to Cancun, a week in Cancun, and then a week in Acapulco, and then a week in Merida. Yes, and then the second time, I was mainly in Cancun, but then I also had a road trip to Chetumal in the south, and a few other places in the Yucatan, like in Quintana Roo, and in the Yucatan, like Valladolid and other places. So, interestingly, one of the big things I saw was the spark in people's eyes. That's one thing I didn't predict on seeing. This is before the issues with the
total distance 1.0 kilometers.
Nice. This is the first time I went there. Was just before the medical issue in 2020, and I saw the people over there had more spark in their eyes, in their life in general. Because when I came back to the UK, people were very empty in their eyes. The spark, there was no spark of inspiration behind their eyes. Can't really explain it. It's just there's no life in their eyes. But over there, it was very present. Now, I don't know if that's due to the wealth, the life, the culture, the weather, the food, the family. I couldn't say at all, but there was a difference. That was quite profound. And I didn't see it as much in the second time, because I knew it was there. So it just, and I can't see the hollowness here in the UK anymore, but instinctually I know it's there. And remember, this is before the medical stuff in 2020. So no being stuck in home, that kind of situations, let's say, those kind of situations. Now, the other amazing thing was that in Mexico is that there's always a buyer, there's always a seller, there's always something for sale. If you find the right person and name the right price, there's always something. Information, beer, whatever, and I mean whatever. We were walking past the mayor's office, so to speak, town hall in Cancun, and there were security guards outside. I asked why are there security guards, and I was told here in Mexico, if you don't like someone, you can get them killed. Didn't see that coming. So yeah, there's a price. There's a price if you can find a buyer. If you can find a seller, there's a price. And everything's a sale. Everyone wants a tip. Fair enough, that's not so bad. I remember being in Valladolid. I had rented a car. I was reversing the car, and there was a guy with a flag helping me reverse into the parking bay. He wanted a tip. Okay, I just thought it was a nice gesture. I didn't realise. And there was I was in a hotel in Acapulco, and there was this guy giving out beers and plates, and I said instinctually, a bit skeptically, how much? And he goes, oh, only my tip. And because the exchange rate is so favourable, and the currency, I don't know the word for it, but the currency is that kind of thing where 10 units means nothing, 100 units means nothing, but £10, £100 is a lot. It's the unit difference, unit bias, something like that. So I picked up 10 pesos from my pocket, and I was kind of equating it to £10. Not as drastic as that, but £10, 10 pesos, something worthwhile. That's the bias I had. So I just gave him 10 pesos, which equated to about 50p. So 50 pence for a beer, quite respectable really. But Everything's for sale. And it's a completely different world. Weather, culture, climate, standards, expectations, everything. I remember coming out of a Bureau Exchange, trading some cash, and I was told, oh, the guy over there in blue, he's watching us, he's following us, we have to run a bit, we have to run. So we ran maybe 10, 20, 30 meters, something like that, just to get away from him for peace of mind. Now, skeptical, cynicism, fair enough. But I realised through life is that level of cynicism and skepticism, that level of paranoia really, keeps you alive. It keeps you alive, so you're less likely to get hurt. Literally right in front of me, for example, a bird just flew away. Now I'm nowhere near the bird as it flew away, but that level of paranoia kept the bird alive, and just how it would keep people in Mexico alive, being skeptical of things, keeps them alive, as in live another day, not just living on the edge and amazing life, but that. And generally it's quite cheap. That was always pleasant. I developed this nice little standard. I actually developed two interesting concepts while I was there, I realised. One where I was looking for toothpaste, and I didn't know how much toothpaste was. I can do the calculations. At the time it was £1 to 29, 30 pesos at its peak. At its peak, by the way. This is February 2021. And we're looking for toothpaste. Okay, how much is that one? How much is that one now? It's 60 pesos or 90 pesos. Well, whatever. Okay, fine. Divide by 3, you get an idea. Now, because I felt it was so cheap, it was immaterial to me. I might as well just close my eyes and just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just picked a random one. I'll have that one and that one. And then I thought, well, I might as well do that. Take it to the next step. I might as well say, right, well, how much is this thing? I don't know, I'll buy 2. What a luxury that is to have. I don't know how much something is, so I'll just buy 2. Forget about it, just keep it simple, I'll have 2. Forget it. And also I realised there was a nice arbitrage opportunity there for standard of living. If you're earning in dollars, pounds, euros, a strong currency, and saving in that currency, but spending in pesos, your standard of living is increasing, provided 2 things. The inflation, the local inflation, is lower than the exchange rate growth. So if a dollar appreciates against peso by 5%, but inflation is 8%, then net you're losing by 3%. Makes sense. But that strategy is also assuming that the dollar is appreciating against the peso, because the strategy especially does not work if it depreciates against the peso, which it has over the past 4 or so years, which is why I mentioned at its peak. And its peak, a pound was 29 pesos. Now, I don't know what it is, 17, 18, it's really bad. So that strategy, dollar, pound, euro to peso, would not have worked in hindsight. However, sprinkle something else into the mix. Earning in dollars, pounds and euros, strong currency, saving in Bitcoin, and spending in pesos. Now that deal would have worked amazingly. And then you combine that with things that are cheap in general, good culture, friendly people, down to earth, nature, friendly down to earth people, their nature, and nature as well, jungle basically in the south of Mexico. I've not been to the central or north. It's a great recipe for an amazing life. Of course, there's other factors at play, the level of Spanish, whatever else. Now, also, when I went to Acapulco, I never went into the ocean, because I've got one idea: to swim in every ocean in the world, and I have about 2 left to do: the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean, west or east of India, or south in Sri Lanka. That ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Now, when I was in Acapulco, I only dipped my feet in the Pacific Ocean. No real regrets, because I'm planning to go again to the Pacific coast, but not Mexico just yet. But that unique place. I also realised that even though those parts of the world, and this is a real working theory now, something I've yet to get more data on, that even though those parts of the world, they have a reputation of being dangerous and unsafe, which is quite true, the people there have a lot of honour. They have a lot of honour and respect, because I'm seeing a lot of these videos of tourists going there and people are warning them, don't go there, don't go here, watch out with your camera, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm thinking, if they're willing to say that, then that indicates that they have a level of self-respect for the community, the society, the place, the physical locality as to where they live. And the people there, they're aware of the people to look out for. Ooh, is physiognomy a thing? You tell me. But that's powerful. That is level of honour. And I also realised, and I did a video about this a few days ago as well, by actually going to those places, you realise things that these travel vlogs may have never mentioned or picked up on or realised. Because it's a subjective opinion, your eyes versus their eyes. So by actually going there, you will see things for how they actually are, as opposed to how actually is reported to be on TV or in the newspaper and all that. That theory I'll put to the test again, because in the future I've got some more plans for travelling. But that's interesting. I'm going to work on that because I've seen a few of the things, a few of the reports, and based on my understanding, I highly doubt that's the truth. I highly doubt that's accurate.
Total distance 2.0 kilometers.
2 kilometers, beautiful. Yeah. But otherwise, Mexico, an absolute adventure. Highly recommend it. One of the places to be in the world. LATAM as well. Whole different adventure. Otherwise, get nice and loud now. You will see me tomorrow.